What somebody's getting into turkey hunting? I mean, I know you got to have a shotgun. I know you got to have some basics. What are y'all? What's y'all's basics turkey hunting?
Number one, you need to have a good vest to hold all your stuff. It's just like a backpack deer hunting or something like that. When you get ready to go turkey hunting, you want to grab that vest. You want to have all your calls organized where they're at, because when you sit down and start calling, you just ain't going to lay them out all over the ground. So
you might get up and move in 5 seconds. You know?
So you put it back into whatever pockets you have them in, and it's got to have a good seat on it, because you're liable to sit there for hours.
And the seat's most important.
Yeah, good seat.
Yeah, you need a good seat. You want to be comfortable when you're hunting. So when you sit down on the ground, it could be wet or something, so that thing needs to be somewhat waterproof, and it needs to be thick enough where your butt don't go to sleep while you're sitting there, because you get uncomfortable, start twitching around. Guess when that's going to happen? By the time he starts walking up, now you're twitchy and your butt's asleep and you want to move and you can't, and it just makes it uncomfortable. But there's a bunch of other, guns, calls.
Clothing for me.
Yeah.
And I ain't talking about no fancy camouflage. Never fails turkey season. You're going to freeze your butt off at 7 a.m. and you'll be burning up by 9:30. So that was one thing. Like, to me, that's the hardest thing to turkey hunt is dressing for the weather. Because it's going to be, right now, it's 30s in the mornings and 60s and 70s by lunch,
Yeah, you need to be able to peel off stuff, because this turkey season is different.
And you're going to walk. Ain't no way around it. You're going to walk. You're going to cover some ground.
That's cover ground. That's what turkey hunting's about, covering ground.
Yep. You cover a lot of ground turkey hunting.
And two, you talk about shotgun and ammo and stuff. A lot of people shot dove loads, light loads. You need to sit down and shoot the gun and shoot it with the turkey load, pattern your gun. I've had one of the best pattern guns I've ever owned, and you could literally change it from a number 5 to a number 4 shot, and it'd shoot completely different. So definitely pattern your gun and get comfortable shooting that gun, because it's like
turkey load's gonna kick your tail.
Yeah, it's like holding a mule.
What would y'all say the ideal gun and load is for hunting turkey Mississippi?
Anything 12 gauge, anything 4 to 6, 3 or 3.5. But like Mark was saying, you got to figure that out. That takes some work. That's not easy. So when you decide to start turkey hunting, you're going to go through choke combos. You're going to go through shot combos. You may shoot an ounce and a quarter or ounce and whatever, number 4, and it patterned really good. And like Mark said, you can't find those. You go to 5s. Next thing you know, it's all over the board.
High or low, whatever.
You do not want to get into all that work and then get that turkey in front of you, and you failed because you didn't have the right combo.
Luckily now there's a lot of shotgun shell companies that offer like a combo pack.
Yeah.
Where you can buy like one box and has like 5 different loads, and you can shoot them and kind of get you a good idea and get you close. That way you're not spending $30 a box.
Yeah. From what I priced turkey shells, they're pretty high.
Oh yeah, the box I got, my mind went totally blank. They're like $50 or $60 a box.
I had
those TSXs. You're shooting. Yeah.
I had a Benelli Nova, and 3.5-inch number 5 Winchester Supremes was deadly, and I shot a Kicks Goblin Thunder Choke, and that was probably one of the best shooting turkey guns I ever had. It kicked you like a mule, but I think Daddy shot it once. He handed it back to me.
So Daddy, I think last year he started shooting his 20 gauge, and he said it patterned just as good.
From what I've been reading and looking on, there's a lot of people switching to 20 gauge for turkey hunting. A lot of them shooting 14 gauge now, because they've got those super loads. Is it tungsten or what are those made out of?
It's all kind.
But they're good for like on a 410 board. 40, 50 yards.
My 12 gauge, I shot at 60 yards, and I wouldn't be hesitant to make that shot.
All day.
It's pretty mean.
I can tell you, shooting at a turkey.
Oh, it's totally different.
At 50 or 60 yards and shooting at a piece of paper at 50 and 60 yards is way different, because that joker's moving, that old head's bobbing back and forth and trying to make that shot. Unless he just standing there with his head stuck up, you got to time that right.